Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. This is Victor. Today we're going to talk about accelerationism. Now, we get a lot of comments where people are saying, okay, so let's just accelerate and burn the sucker down. It's a tough conversation to have. And so I want you to kind of break this down for us because you're a little bit more heartless and less empathetic than me, we'll say.
More robotic. Yeah.
Yeah, more robotic. That's a good way to put it. And I remember a conversation we had where I might be wrong about this, but you were leaving a particular state.
That's on the West Coast.
Yeah, a particular terrible state.
Yeah.
And you made the comment, hey, I'm just going to go vote the accelerationist vote.
Yeah.
Just bigger government.
The worst people I could find.
Yeah,
the worst measures. Spend all the money.
Did you actually do that, or do you want to tell us? Oh, you did it. Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that in retrospect? Accelerating, what do you think about that?
Well, I think my reasoning then and now is that, as we've talked about on this channel a ton, there's no solution in the system. So the system has to go away, and we have to get to a point where there's a point where people are so fed up, like it's a tipping point. This is the time that they're either going to do something or they're just going to give up permanently, and it's just lost for this generation, for my lifetime. And to get to that point, it has to get worse. So the idea is, well, if we're going to do this, why are we waiting 20 years? Can we get there in 5 years and start the rebuilding process? And hopefully people wake up and, that type of thing. And also there's a saying, I have no idea where it comes from, bad times make great people make good times, good times make weak people, and it's the cycle.
Yeah.
And we had good times, we have weak people now.
And they're making bad times, which are going to create strong people.
So we got to get to that point where it's bad times in order to start getting.
But do you want to accelerate your way into it? Like one of the things that comes to mind is so we've got this channel. Mm-hmm. We've had it for about 6 months. We're at over 100 episodes. We do 3 a week. We were doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
And I see building up a small core of subscribers, and we've got people commenting. We get emails now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm like. And say it's the end right now. We're not prepared. We're not prepared. Where could we be in 2 years from now if we just slow down? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If we slow down the descent, where could we be with infrastructure in 2 years? Having communities of people, do you know what I'm saying? With similar ideologies and compounds. No, I'm just kidding about the compounds. But maybe. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think about that argument, though?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. It's so hard because there's so many what ifs, even just in your little example of, well, in 2 years, it would take X. After 2 years, we'd be at a certain point. But if everything went off right now, it doesn't take 2 years for everyone to come together. It's going to happen really fast, or we're just done.
But okay, well, my fear in this is that this is what's going to happen. When it goes down and it gets terrible, it could be 2024 right around the corner. It very well could be a precipitating factor. If everything collapses, it's going to be reconstituted. And what ideology is going to reconstitute it? And it's not going to be ours, even though ours is vastly superior because ours doesn't have enough momentum yet. It's going to be Jimmy Dore's progressives. It's going to be more establishment people. It's going to be the CIA doing some 5D chess. You're thinking that you're getting a new revolutionary government, and they're putting in all the same people.
Right.
Because we don't have the momentum yet, which we need time to build. What do you think about that argument?
No, that is a decent argument. Yeah.
Because the people are still going to come together if it collapses right now and be like, diversity is our strength. We need more immigration. Do you know what I'm saying? Some crazy stuff they're going to be saying, and you're going to be like,
but if
you don't understand what just happened?
If everything crumbles, would there even be one country left?
I don't know that.
Would you just have a group in the middle of the country that is, one political persuasion, and maybe they go real extreme one direction and the coast go real extreme the other? That type of thing. And if it was broken up more, you would have in certain areas of the country, our vision of things would be way more acceptable.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
Say you lived in kind of we all agree like a terrible state. We'll say California, Oregon, Washington, New York. So kind of terrible policies. Maybe Illinois. I mean, I hate naming these states because you could be like, upstate New York, there's millions of great people. True. Southern Illinois, Northern California, southeastern Oregon, eastern Washington, yeah. But I'm saying, say you lived that the general policies are pretty terrible. Would you continue to live there and just vote acceleration? Because you would have to live through the acceleration. You would have to live through the decriminalization of batteries. After they had decriminalized heroin, after they had decriminalized petty theft, after they had decriminalized GTAs, you know what I'm saying? You have to live in that. I see voting the acceleration and then leaving. Would you vote the acceleration instead if you lived in one of those states?
If I was staying there? Well, I mean, so I knew I was on my way out when I voted for the accelerationism. And my thought was the 2020 election was going to be the catalyst. Okay. That was going to be the time that I didn't want to be stuck behind enemy lines, basically.
Okay.
I literally wanted to be on the other side of the border.
Gotcha.
Because if things did want to go down, I was going to be the bad guy.
The border of California, not Mexico, I'm just going to point out. Okay,
Yeah. So if I was staying there, I just feel like I'm stupid for staying there. You know what I mean?
I know, I agree.
It's hard to have the rationale of acceleration and staying there.
Yeah, because the two don't coincide. But the problem is, what if you're voting acceleration, leaving, and what about the people who are still staying there trying to fix it? You're dooming them. Like, I got a really good friend whose mom lives there, and she says, I will not give up California under any circumstances, you know?
Okay.
But you're dooming her.
But what are the chances that California is ever fixed?
It's not going to be.
Okay. So, like, she's holding on to something that's dead. I mean, you know what I mean? I guess that's
sadly right.
Yeah, definitely. It's a beautiful place, but it's the worst.
So you wouldn't vote accelerationism and stay. You would vote acceleration and leave. What if you lived in a purple state? We're going to say like a Florida, Texas, and they might not be purple at the moment per se, but they're in that category. So what if you lived in one of those two states? And what do you do? Vote accelerationism? Whether you're leaving or staying, I'm saying.
Well, see,
it seems like madness to me.
You're trying to save the state, but I would still accelerate federal, maybe.
And so like split them
up, and because I mean, the smaller the jurisdiction, the more savable I feel like the areas are. Your town is savable, your city, your county, that type of thing.
Right. Okay. Interesting. And then what if you had taken the intention to move to a really good state with really good laws? You would not do accelerationism there.
Right, because this is the place that you are, if everything goes down, this is now your home that you want it to be great. So the greater it is going into that, the better off you are.
Okay, what if you lived in a really good state? So you're not voting accelerationism. What do you do federal? Vote accelerate? Vote 4 more years of Biden? Like, what do you do?
That's a really good question. I have not thought that through.
In this case, both Biden and Trump could be the accelerationist vote.
Yeah, that is the answer. There is no good way to vote. I feel like it doesn't even matter who I vote for. Not because even if the elections are 100% legitimate, the people that I have available to vote for aren't going to fix anything.
Okay, what about you live in a good state, right? And we're talking about on the federal level, you've got a senator for your district.
Okay.
Do you vote accelerationist or do you vote like a real traditional, you know what I'm saying?
I just...
it just doesn't matter? Or what?
I still feel like it doesn't matter. You get the most traditional guy. I'm elected. Am I really going to change anything in D.C.? No. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't change.
So what do? You vote the acceleration, isn't it? Because that just seems like madness.
Yeah, it does. I just feel this conversation is going on. I'm like, why am I voting at the federal level?
Why are you even voting? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the lower the level of the election, the more reliable the results are.
Yeah, and the more effect they can have.
Right. But then you just still get screwed from above.
Right.
Right. So I'm not trying to make this video to tell you I have the answer on the acceleration.
Yeah.
It's nuanced.
It's very, as we're figuring out here. Yeah.
Yeah, as we're figuring out here. I was taken aback by your vote years ago.
Okay.
And it makes sense. I mean, I get it now that you've refreshed the argument in my head. What do you think? We just leave off that it's nuanced, or you got more?
I don't feel like I have more. I feel like that's...
Yeah, I would say that the answer is that there's no clear right and wrong here. I think you have to look at your situation. I definitely do not want acceleration in my local community.
Right.
I've positioned myself on purpose here where I'm at.
Right.
I've moved multiple states to find a good homeland for my family. And so I do not want to accelerate at the state level and the federal level. 2024 is going to be wild, I would just say.
It seems like it.
Yeah, there's going to be, I would say, work on getting yourself provisioned well.
Right.
Get all your ducks in a row just in case. Because you never know. But it could have been 2020 as well. 2021, we'll say.
Yeah.
It could have been.
I had supplies and all that. I feel like you stocked up a bit.
I did.
And if you've done it right, it's good for years. So it isn't like it's a waste. It's
right, 25 years.
What I had in 2020 is good for 2024.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah. Yeah. And if you were to think about, like, I don't even know why we're getting off into stocking up here. Yeah, but if you think about that, like if you stocked up in 2020 and it's good till 2045, I bet you some terrible stuff's going to happen in the meantime.
It seems like the odds are decent that in that 25 years.
Yeah, the idea that 2028 would be calm could be.
Yeah. Well, it's all over in 2030, isn't that what we've been told? The environment's going to break down.
Oh my goodness, we've been told so many dates.
Yeah.
I think so many of them have ended right now.
Right.
Like AOC's original thing has to be.
It was 2030, I think.
Really?
That's when she was talking about cow farts and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, 2018? So she said it 5 years ago?
She said,
okay.
12 years from... Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I know Gore's are all done, though.
Oh, yeah, and Clinton's.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we've gotten off topic here.
As we tend.
Yeah. I would be interested in hearing your comments because so many people on so many different videos have mentioned different aspects of accelerationism. Like, hit me with the nuance in the comments. Like, what did we miss on the nuance?
Yeah, or are you insinuating something outside of voting? Like, are you thinking of some other way? We're not talking. We don't hear about your violence and stuff, but if
don't say if that's the case.
But are you talking about like just trying to get more people to be progressive, just in your talks? Like you're actually playing double agent type of thing, just in your social life, or things like that, or?
I wonder if certain type of protesting is a type of accelerationism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like if you went to January 6th, that was a type of accelerationism. Whether for the better or for the worse, based on your ideology, right?
That's true.
And you think about different things like, was it in Virginia or something where they had that all-armed rally, It was all armed people. It was It was a while back,
Okay.
And sometimes, what are you doing? You got a big old smile?
No, I'm trying to remember the...
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to say that I'm thinking about non-voting forms of accelerationism.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you're moving the bar, I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways, it's nuanced. So I hope I don't hear in your comments that nope, it's black and white. Here's the thing, because I can't do a 10-minute conversation with, what I mean?
Right.
I'm interested in hearing about your depth of knowledge on the nuance and what do you think?
Or what your actual position is.
Yeah. We're interested in hearing. Don't say about anything illegal, please don't mention it. Just keep it to yourself. Okay. And so we do new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see you there.